Among the many compelling stories in the world of horse racing, few shine brighter and fade more tragically than that of Michael O'Sullivan. A gifted jockey whose rapid rise captured the hearts of racing fans worldwide, Michael's life combined family tradition, personal determination, and a style of riding that reflected both daring and grace. His untimely death in February 2025 at the age of just 24 not only stunned the close-knit Irish racing community, but reverberated through the sport as a whole. This is the story of a young man whose brilliance will long outlast the brief span of his career, a life that in its promise and heartbreak speaks to both the beauty and danger of horse racing. Michael O'Sullivan was born on 21st February 2000 in the small town of Lombardstown, County Cork, Ireland. He grew up immersed in the rhythms of country life on his family's dairy farm. But unlike many children raised in rural Ireland, Michael had racing in his blood. His father, William O'Sullivan, was a noted amateur jockey who claimed victory at Cheltenham in 1991, riding Lovely Citizen. His uncle, Eugene O'Sullivan, trained that same horse to victory. The racing legacy extended further still. Michael's cousin, Maxine O'Sullivan, would also become a Cheltenham Festival winner. For the O'Sullivan family, racing was not merely a sport or hobby, it was a way of life, woven into family history and daily conversation. Growing up around horses and helping on the farm, Michael quickly developed a strong bond with the animals that would define his career. It was evident from an early age that this connection went beyond simple familiarity. He possessed a rare empathy for horses and an instinctive understanding of how to bring out their best. Michael's path was not one of single-minded pursuit of racing fame. He valued education highly and demonstrated a strong academic ability. He completed a degree in agricultural science at University College Dublin in 2022, balancing his studies with an increasingly busy amateur riding schedule. This dual focus spoke volumes about Michael's character. While fully committed to racing, he was also aware of life's uncertainties and sought to build a foundation outside of sport. Friends and mentors described him as a deep thinker, humble and grounded, someone who brought the same attention to detail to both his studies and his riding. Even as he excelled academically, Michael was gaining attention on the amateur racing circuit. He began competing in point-to-point racing, an arena that has long served as a proving ground for young Irish jump jockeys. In 2018, he rode his first winner in a hunter chase at Cork. The following year, he was crowned Champion Under 21, point-to-point rider, a title that confirmed what many already suspected. Michael had the makings of a top professional jockey. By September 2022, the time had come for Michael to turn professional, a transition he approached with his characteristic blend of ambition and humility. The step-up was swift and successful. Within weeks of joining the pro ranks, he notched his first professional victory aboard Dangan des Champs at Sligo. Michael's calm, tactical riding style immediately attracted notice. Trainers and owners valued his ability to settle a horse, judge pace astutely, and finish races strongly. Though relatively inexperienced at the professional level, he rode with maturity beyond his years, earning respect in a fiercely competitive field. The racing world soon saw that Michael was not merely a capable young rider, he was a potential star. In December 2022, he claimed his first Grade 1 victory in the Royal Bond Novice Hurdle aboard Marine Nationale. It was a superbly judged ride that showcased Michael's natural instincts and composure under pressure. This breakthrough was followed in February 2023 by another major win in the Fred Winter Juvenile Handicap Hurdle at the Dublin Racing Festival, where he partnered Jazzy Matty to victory. At this point, the racing fraternity could no longer ignore the young Corkman. Pundits and senior jockeys alike praised his race sense and cool head. He was quickly earning rides not only for his longtime supporters, but also for some of the sport's leading trainers. Michael's finest hour came at the 2023 Cheltenham Festival. the most prestigious stage in national hunt racing. On the opening day, he secured an unforgettable double. He piloted Marine Nationale to a dazzling victory in the Supreme Novices Hurdle and followed that with another masterful ride aboard Jazzy Matty in the Boodle's Juvenile Handicap Hurdle. The achievement was all the more remarkable considering that Cheltenham was Michael's first festival as a professional. With these victories, he cemented his reputation as one of the sport's brightest young talents. Trainers queued to book him, racing journalists spoke of his burgeoning star power, and fellow jockeys expressed both admiration and delight at his success. For Michael himself, the wins were a validation of years of quiet dedication. In post-race interviews, he typically deflected attention from himself, thanking owners, trainers, stable staff, and the horses. He remained modest, thoughtful, and grounded, a reflection of both his personality and his family upbringing. By the end of the 2022-2023 season, Michael had claimed the title of Irish Champion Conditional Jockey, with an impressive 32 wins to his name. This accolade was a testament to both his talent and his work ethic. Trainers lauded his professionalism, while peers respected his unassuming nature. Off the track, Michael was equally well-liked. Fellow jockeys described him as approachable and supportive, a team player who celebrated others' successes as readily as his own. He combined a fierce competitive spirit with a warmth and generosity that endeared him to all who knew him. On 6th February 2025, Michael traveled to Thurles Racecourse to compete in a routine midweek meeting. He was booked to ride Wee Charlie in a 2-mile handicap chase, a horse he knew well. The race unfolded typically until the approach to the final fence. Then, in a devastating sequence of events, a multi-horse fall occurred. Michael was unseated and suffered a severe head injury in the incident. Medical staff responded immediately, stabilizing him at the track before airlifting him to Cork University Hospital. There, he was placed in an induced coma in the intensive care unit. For the next 10 days, the racing world held its breath. Messages of support poured in from across Ireland and beyond. Trainers, jockeys, and fans sent prayers and tributes, all hoping for a miracle. On 16th of February 2025, the worst fears were confirmed. Michael O'Sullivan had passed away 5 days before his 25th birthday. His family, devastated yet courageous, made the generous decision to donate his organs, bringing hope to others even in their darkest hour. The news of Michael's passing reverberated through the racing community. Meetings were canceled or postponed out of respect, and a wave of grief swept through stables and racecourses. Tributes flowed in from all corners of the sport, from Ireland to the UK and further afield. Prominent figures in racing spoke of their heartbreak and admiration. They remembered not only Michael's talent but also his humility, kindness, and sportsmanship. His impact had been profound, and his loss left a gaping void. On 19th of February 2025, Michael's funeral was held in his hometown of Glantane, County Cork. The racing world gathered in force. Jockeys, trainers, owners, and officials all came to pay their respects. Leading the funeral procession was Bar Nasraid, a horse trained by Michael's uncle and a symbol of the family's deep racing roots. The sight of the riderless horse brought tears to many eyes. Michael's father, William, delivered an emotional eulogy. He spoke of his son's joy at riding winners, his pride in wearing the family colors, and his unwavering love for horses. The service was a powerful testament to the deep affection and respect that Michael had earned during his short life. In recognition of his achievements and the depth of the racing community's grief, the opening race of the 2025 Cheltenham Festival was renamed the Michael O'Sullivan Supreme Novices Hurdle. It was a fitting tribute to a jockey whose name had become synonymous with courage and excellence. That very day, in a poignant echo of the previous year, Marine Nationale and Jazzy Matty both returned to Cheltenham and triumphed once again. Their victories were dedicated to Michael's memory, with riders and trainers openly acknowledging the emotional weight of the occasion. The crowd at Cheltenham stood in silent tribute to a young man whose star had burned so brightly and so briefly. Michael's tragic death also prompted reflection within the racing world. While national hunt racing will always carry inherent risks, Michael's accident underscored the importance of continual improvement in safety protocols. Discussions followed about ground conditions, emergency response practices, and racecourse preparation. The racing authorities, determined to honor Michael's memory, committed to implementing lessons from the incident. But beyond safety reforms, Michael's enduring legacy lies in the inspiration he provided to fellow riders and young fans. His story is one of determination, humility, and grace under pressure, a model for others to follow. In the months since his passing, Michael's family and friends have sought to channel their grief into positive action. Fundraising initiatives, including participation in local events, have been launched in his memory. The family's generosity in donating Michael's organs continues to inspire. Michael's brother, Alan O'Sullivan, carried forward the family's racing tradition by riding at the 2025 Cheltenham Festival, an act of courage and tribute that moved many in the crowd. For the wider racing community, Michael's spirit remains very much alive. His name is now synonymous not only with achievement but with kindness, humility, and love for the sport. The life and career of Michael O'Sullivan serve as a poignant reminder of the beauty and fragility of sport. In just a few short years, he rose from a promising amateur to a Cheltenham Festival star. He captured the admiration of trainers, jockeys, and fans alike, not only through his skill in the saddle, but through the strength of his character. His tragic death was a blow from which the racing world is still recovering. Yet in every tribute, every safety improvement, and every young jockey inspired by his example, Michael's influence endures. He leaves behind a legacy of excellence and humanity, a light that, though extinguished far too soon, will continue to shine brightly in the hearts of all who knew him and those who follow in his footsteps.